Techie Tuesday. It is one of those days. If you follow me on Facebook on my personal page, then you know that there was a little bit of a crisis this morning with my father losing his phone, and thankfully the good people at the British foreign car mechanic downtown found it in the parking lot. So it's one of those days that I've been just trying to regain my footing all day. But I'm super excited to be here with you today, and also to do some Techie Tuesday with you. Actually, I'm hoping that you will learn something very useful today. Well, every time I'm hoping that. So thanks for joining live. If you've been away for a minute, then you might not have realized that I'm back to going live on Facebook in October, and I think I'll be staying that way, and then I'm publishing the videos to YouTube, since most of you are able to watch live via Facebook. All right, keeping announcements to a minimum, but there are some really important ones. First of all, we had a great time at Croptoberfest. If you weren't with us, we definitely missed you this weekend, and unfortunately, when I do those events at that location, I'm in charge of the food, and that I'm like just running around. I mean, I'm always running around, but anyway, somehow I forgot to take a group picture. We did manage to get some great pictures of everyone, and they posted their picture in the event in front of the little fall backdrop, but we forgot to get a group picture. So looking forward to our next event, which will be my open house, which I will announce here as part of the announcements. Okay, so Creative Memories, it's his birthday week. They extended this little gift with purchase until they were sold out. Well, they just sold out, but I have some in stock, so I am still honoring the promo. So even if you place an order on the Creative Memories website, if you place it through me and it's $100, $120 or more, then you will receive this little promo from me. So it's sold out at creativememories.com, but you can either purchase supplies directly through me. So some of you ladies that attended Croptoberfest, if you spent over $120, then you already received this. And so I will honor it while I have supplies lasting. There was, if you're in the tech world, or you might know what AWS is, there was an outage yesterday which had a lot of people in a tailspin. Some people weren't able to work. Some people weren't able to do school. We weren't able to order our secret boxes on launch day. However, they are up right now. So the way it worked this year was if you purchased all 4 of them, then you were able to have the option to purchase box number 5. So if you purchased 1, 2, 3, make sure that you have purchased number 4 so that you have the option to purchase number 5. You don't have to, but that will give you the option to do so. So make sure. And if you're unsure, let me know. I have an Excel spreadsheet if you've purchased from me, either on the Creative Memories website or direct from me. All right. And October card class is next Thursday. Now, I've moved all my lives to 3 except for the card class, which is at 7. Sorry. I know. It's crazy. But I did do Techie Tuesday at noon for a while, and that didn't work. But I have to do Techie Tuesday. It's usually on the 3rd Tuesday, and I have DAR, and I am going tonight. So we're sticking with all the other ones at 3, and then I'm going to try the card class through the end of the year at 7. We'll see. All right. And then Scrapbook Club's coming up in a few weeks. That's November 13th. So if you order the secret box through my Octopus digital site, through DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, through that site, not the CreativeMemories.com site, you can choose to pick up your secret box either at Scrapbook Club, my open house, the Volano Beach Retreat. There's 3 different places that you can pick up, or you can of course pick it up right from my house in Port Orange. So you'll get free shipping. So if you don't order it from CreativeMemories.com, you can order it at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com and get free shipping. And of course, everyone right now this week gets 10% off. So it's $60.50 plus tax. So it's like 64 something on my website. That's the discrepancy. If you're like, hey, it's more on Daytona Area Scrapbooking, that's why, because the tax is included. All right, my open house is just a Saturday and a Sunday this year. Sunday evening, which isn't advertised here, is my advisor only event. So if you are an advisor on my team, then you are invited to dinner on Sunday, November 16th after 6 o'clock. And then if you are out of town but you want to participate in my open house, then I will do those on Monday by appointment. And then of course Tuesday we'll do our drawings and that kind of thing and wrap up. It's always one of my favorite events of the year, and the last couple years, I'm crossing my fingers because Creative Memories doesn't run things by me, but the last couple years there's been a promo that weekend, which is why I've kept my open house on this weekend, so that you can take advantage of the cool promos. Hopefully there will be one. All right, the Ride the Rails crop. This is another train. So you will want to get your tickets early. You'll want to get them by the open house. So you have a couple weeks to still do that to get the much cheaper price. And that's just because of the way the train tickets are priced. So you can choose to do the Creative Memories, you can do the card kit, the Christmas card kit, and you can make cards on the train. You can do an 8x8 album, or you can work on digital, or do whatever. So there's 3 different tickets to purchase: a card, a digital, and a paper scrapbooking. So we had a lot of fun when we did it at the end of September, and so we're going to do it again. All right, Super Scrappy October. So this is, I kind of alluded to this right at the beginning if you've been on since the beginning, but Creative Memories is out of the little promo that they have going on, where if you spend $120 you get the little promo, but I still have some, so I'm still honoring it. And in addition, if you spend $120 in CM supplies in the month of October, then you will get 10 CM credits on November 1st. I'll put them in your Creative Memories account so that you can make a purchase through my website. And if you join as an advisor on my team, then you will get 25 credit bonus to spend. Also, you'll get that on November 1st. So when you sign up as an advisor, you get 50. So this will be an extra 25. So you get 50 immediately, and then you'll get 25 from me on November 1st if you're interested. And if you have questions, I've been doing this since 2000, so over 25 years. I am happy to answer any questions you may have. And of course, many thanks if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I so appreciate that. And that is the quickest way to watch past videos because they are organized into playlists. So whatever you're looking for, you can go to that, whether it be Techie Tuesdays or tool times or project recipes or any of that. All right, so things are going to get a little crazy for a second as I hop on over here, because let's see, waiting. Okay. I just want to make sure that you can see and that I didn't freeze. Looks like I didn't freeze, which is always a good thing. All right, so I am just taking you into my current album here that I'm working on. And I wanted to, one of the cool techniques that people always ask me about are using the wand. So I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on the wand. All right. So what I thought, I've got this picture of Aiden, which, oh my goodness, this is an ancient picture. My son is now married, for those of you that are new to this channel. He is not married at this age. This is a very old picture. So this is 12 years ago. But man, they grow up fast, right? Now he's been married for 2 years. Is that right? I guess it is. Gosh. All right. So what I want to do, I saw this picture as I was passing, you know, I'm moving, I kind of skipped ahead. I'm through page 32, down through page 32. I'm skipping ahead to 39 to show you how to do the wand tool. So you're going to want to click on the cut ribbon. So all across the top, those are called your ribbons. And so we've got file, home, insert, arrange, format, cut, color, filter, touch up, photo, view. So we are going to be on the cut ribbon, and we've been there before, but I want to show you how to use the wand. So this picture is at the bottom of my list on the left, which means it is at the bottom of the stack. So I'm going to bring it to the front so that it's in front of all these pictures. I kind of loosely laid out how I want the other pictures on the page to go, just so that you, I don't have to take the time after. I try to keep these Techie Tuesdays shorter now so we can get right to the meat of the training. All right. So along here we have straight, and I think earlier this year we used the straight cutter. So I've shown you some of these cutters, but we're going to skip here into this selection part. There's shape, there's lasso, there's wand. Now I'm going to talk to you real quick about shape and lasso, and then I'm going to talk to you about wand. All right, so with this photo selected, and feel free if you're watching live and you have questions, go ahead and comment. I have my Facebook open on my phone so I can see the comments, because when I'm working in the program, I can't see I can't see the comments where I normally do. Anyway, so if I click on shape, it's going to cut out this picture just the way it says, the shape. So let's say I just want to do something like this, like an oval. Then I can say select down on the bottom right, and there's an oval around my son's head, but this other picture is still there. Okay, so the picture is still intact, but I've selected that oval. If I come back up here, now these buttons were not available until I had selected something. I can deselect, and that will just remove what I just did. Or I can say cut and copy. And then it's going to open this box off to the right, and it'll talk about edge feathering. I'll say keep the selected area, keep the unselected area, keep both areas. I always do keep both areas. Then down at the bottom, because it just gives us more options, we have copy and we have cut. So you can cut and keep both areas. And if I do that, look over to the left. I have an Aiden head and I have a spot without it. So if I come over here and I click on the eye, it's going to take away that part. If I click away the other one, it's going to take away that part. Okay, so that is cutting. Now, I believe in the past I've shown how to do ovals and different things where it keeps its photo quality. So this literally cuts it out. So it's not a photo anymore, so that if I like squish it, the aspect ratio, doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to hit undo a couple times, and it's going to take you back through what we just did. And now my picture is whole, and we can see that over on the left that the photo is whole again. All right, so that was shape. Then there's lasso. Now lasso can work if something you have is very easy to outline. Okay, with all of Aiden's little spiky little hairs, let me show you what, first of all, in my mind, like intuitively, where the lasso is where it's lassoing, but it's not. There's a little plus sign, which is probably impossible for you to see on the screen, but that is where you're lassoing. And I'm making a mess out of this because steady hand doesn't even begin to really do it. So I'm going to say select. I lassoed his head. And I can go cut copy, keep both areas, and then I'm going to say cut, and you can see what a terrible job I did. Okay, so I'm going to hide this. Oh goodness, I've lopped off part of his head, his ear. It's kind of a mess. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to undo all this, and now I'm going to show you the beauty of the wand. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now the wand is going to take you, just like any tool, you're going to want to play with it and practice with it. Now I decided to go with this picture because there is a clear definition of, the face. I'm going to hop over to the color first, and I'm just going to, I think, turn up the contrast a little bit. These colors are a little more vivid. And now I'm going to go back to the cut, and I'm going to click on wand. So it's important that the photo that you want to do is selected. So I'm going to click on wand, and then on your magic wand, you're going to have a brush, adjacent, and all. So we're operating in pixels. So if you do brush, you have to brush. You can see how I'm brushing over. And what's beautiful, other than like the lasso, is I can go over certain areas, and it kind of goes to the edge of, whoop, I went out of the line there. Now if you take a pause, now I went out of the lines, so I'm going to start over. But I want you to see this is a much better option for something like this. Now again, I just went out of the lines again, but we can erase that easily. I'm going to show you two ways. So this one, I'm like just scrolling along the shirt, and it's seeing the edge of his shirt, and because the background is kind of blurred, it's smart enough where it knows, like, oh, you probably, I'm going to stop here. So it's not perfect, but I'm just basically coloring. I'm going really slow on the edges, and it's like filling in the ear. And so there's just really one area that looks a little hokey, but that looks pretty good. If you see any like little white dots blinking, it's areas that you maybe missed. All right, so now I'm going to say select, and I'm going to say cut and copy, and I'm going to say keep both areas, and I'm going to say cut. And well, hey everybody hopping on. Appreciate you all hopping on. So let's see what a better job I did here. Let me hide the background. Oh, see, that's much better. Now I've got there's a little bit of, a little bit of areas I can clean up over there. But for the most part, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to show you the last, I should have done copy really instead of cut, because then I would have had my original. And then because maybe this is going to be better, but I want to show you the other way with the wand, the third way. So we will talk about the brush. Now we're going to do adjacent. So what adjacent means is if I click here, it's going to pick up every other matching pixel that is adjacent. And this threshold, you dial that in to be how sensitive or unsensitive. See, if it's all the way super sensitive, look at what it did. Whoa, it picked up way out to here. these. So we don't want that. If I dial it way back, maybe like 30%. Now, see, I just got his forehead. Now to add sections, you're going to hold your shift key and you're going to keep clicking around. See, so now I got all the red that's adjacent. And now I'm going to come in between these glasses. I think UPS is here or something. Somebody's here. Go away, somebody. All right, so I'm just clicking around. Now you can dial up the sensitivity or down while you're working. So like I'm gonna go back. So I just went back and it went back a click. So let me go down so that it's less accepting, less sensitive. And I'm just clicking, 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 clicking. You hear me clicking, getting the nose, getting all the things. I'm gonna dial up. So I just want to keep clicking till I add all of, basically all of the parts. So by holding the shift key, you keep adding to your selection. I'm gonna get his backpack strap, why not? If you click on all, so I'm doing adjacent now, so it's just doing other pixels that are touching. But if I were to do all, it would select them all in the whole thing, which gets really dangerous when you click on like whites and stuff. So it's pretty, make sure we get all the ear. So obviously there's a lot more clicking going on here than with the other, but I've got almost all of it. Oh, don't forget his little ear. Oh, I went. I'll come back to that area and turn down the threshold. Bear with me, we're almost done. Oh, but I love that you can go back if you see that you ended up grabbing part of the background or part of what's adjacent that you didn't want. I think we're almost done. We're like, let me zoom in here. There's a little piece over here. If they weren't disappearing, I'd say something is wrong. This is not working, but the little pixels are being added on, so I'm continuing to click. And there's some pages, you know, I definitely do not do this on every page, but sometimes there's a page where you're like, this would be fun. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the time, a little extra time, do a little something. We're almost done, I promise. You probably can hear all my mouse clicks. Just click, click, click. And I'm just holding the shift key as I'm clicking so that it's adding to my selection. And again, this is, you know, something that takes a little practice. And but like you saw that if you end up selecting something and that was an error, you just hit the undo button, and it doesn't undo all the way. It's just gonna undo okay, I think we're almost done. I think that about does it. There's a little couple of flashing lights. Okay. Since it's, I'm just trying not to have any flashing lights by like his eyes, because I feel like, okay. All right, done is better than perfect. Here we go. So let me back out of this a little bit so we can see. Oh, I've got some work to do on the hair. Just a little bit of work. And all right, so now I'm ready to hit select, cut and copy, cut or copy, keep both areas. I'm gonna say copy, that way it's going to copy both the areas, and I'm still gonna have the original just for fun. Yes, like Pac-Man. Okay, so now if you look over to my left here, you will see it if I hide these. So I've hidden what I just did. This was the original. I'm going to click on the eyeball. That's to make it go away. I'm going to add back. That's the piece I cut out. Pretty darn good, right? That's the original background. So I can, that one's just hidden there. I can come in here, the little hair wisp, but now I can go to touch up and erase, and I want to just erase. I clicked on the wrong one. Cancel. I was clicked on the background. All right, I want to erase this little piece of grass coming out of his neck here. So that was just the one little errand, you know, piece of landscape. And I'm telling you, he's going to hate this page, but because he didn't, I'm positive that I bought these glasses and was like, oh, Aiden, put these on. So that is the wand. So like I said, definitely one of those things you want to play with, but, and I could have just, you know, like left it the way it was, honestly, and had the whole background. Let's look at that again. I can hide this and open that. I could have just sent this to the back and piled the rest of the pictures on top. And honestly, then I can see, you know, some of the course back there and everything else. The other thing you can do, which is a cool effect, is leave that one on there, and there's the cut one on top. I made it, I moved it, but you can add a shadow to it. So now it's lifted off, and let me see. So the whole picture's underneath so that I have the background, but now I've added a shadow under my cutout around the edges, so now there's like this dark shadow. The other thing I could do instead of that, let me remove the shadow and add a glow. So under glow, I can add like this red glow, I can add a yellow glow, I can actually sample like these glasses and do that glow, and the softness you can control of the glow as well as the expansion. So I can make that, and that the only reason I can do that is because I cut it out first. That would not be able to happen if I just you know, you can't do that on a flat picture. So this is that his head cut out on top of the original, just right over the top of it, and adding that glow. And you can also, like I said, change that color. We could turn it into a white glow, which also looks pretty cool. And I think I might keep it like that. And I'll just say okay. And now I'll probably, let's see how it looks to add. Let's see. I can add that red. Nah, it's a little red. Let's try some of the other colors in the logo for this race. I can pick out maybe this lime green. Maybe this blue. Better. Let's try the purple. Oh, you can't really tell it's purple. It looks brown. No, don't like that. I think I like the blue. But now, since I'm here, I'm going to come over to where these little checkers are, and I can turn down the opacity. Now, it looks like you're going to see checkers, and hopefully you can see that on the screen. If I zoom in, it looks checkery. That will not print. What it's going to do is just turn down the opacity of that blue, so it's just a light, you know, some of the white is showing through. I could also, instead of that, let's turn that back. I could also sample the sky in the original picture. If I go to solid color and sample, I can sample the sky. And oh wait, let me sample it from this side over here, because that is where. And if something is covered like that, you can move that little box, your little picker box. And I'm going to pick there. And now it kind of seamlessly blends. And let me go to this original. Come back to the cut. Well, we've learned all kinds of things here. I'm going to go to the straight and do a blended edge. I'm going to rotate this and slide this up. I just want to give that a little bit of a blended edge. I want to keep the unshaded area. Ooh, look at that. I mean, you can barely see the line over here. Now you can see it more over here because the sky is a little different color. The sky is kind of darker over here. But I can, you know, that's actually going to be in the binding practically. So we're not even going to see that. That is, if I go to view spreads, 2 bound pages, it's going to, I haven't done the page to the left yet. Hold on, it's got to save it. And we're waiting. We're waiting patiently. Here we go. It had to save everything that I just did, which is why the delay was. Okay, so this is showing, because I'm clicked on this page, it's showing where it's going to overlap, and that overlap are these lines right here. So all of that is going to end up down in the gutter. So we won't even see that. But so this side is why I care about that the most. And I love that page. Now I'm going to come back in here and lighten these pictures up. I've got to add some text and a little bit of journaling. And this is one of Aiden's first races. And I don't know where the other race was that he did. Thought I already scrapbooked it. Maybe not. Anyway, it's one of his very first races, and if you've been around a while, then you might recall that he ran in the Olympic trials. So for the 10,000. So he's still out there running. So this is a super, super fun page. All right, well, that is it for today. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully I inspired you to try and use the wand in Artisan today. I will also note, just as a parting note, that Creative Memories opened up their digital again early. So they said in January this year they would open it up in May, and they would open it back up in November. Well, they ended up opening it up early. So if there are digital kits that you want to purchase from Creative Memories, not at forever.com, then you will want to do that before the end of November. That also means you can do custom albums, custom 8x8s, custom pages. You can do all that at creativememories.com only through the end of November. They have not told us what is happening in 2026, if they will bring it back or not. So, and of course, the program I was using today is Artisan 6, and you can purchase that at forever.com. If you don't have an ambassador, I would love for you to link up with me. I do a Techie Tuesday every month. I have a huge backlog on YouTube that you can watch, and I hope you learned something today. Until I see you again, you stay scrappy, my friends. Bye-bye.